Chinese tea shop, every tea shop, before we buy the tea, we can look at it, and then we can try it first. We can steep it. Yeah, and then.
And you'll know the difference in taste on which is first class versus third.
Yes, good tea drinkers, they can distinguish this is good or bad. Yeah.
So what are the classes again? If
one needle with one leaf for green tea is the first grade. One needle with two leaves like this is second grade. One needle with three leaves, third grade. So with more leaves, the quality goes down.
And there's only 3 classes?
6 classes.
Oh, 6 classes.
Yes. Yeah. And the green tea and the white tea both belong to the unfermented tea. You know, it's
not as processed.
Yes, according to the processing. When we process them, we don't need to ferment it, so the flavor will be taste very mild, very clear and weak. It's not so strong. But when we process for the oolong tea, for the black tea, for example, for the fermented tea, we pick the leaves like this. Yeah, this is for oolong tea or for black tea. Yeah, when we process the oolong tea, we ferment it for about 30 to 40 hours. But when we process the black tea, we have to ferment it for about 70 to 80 hours. So the oolong tea, we call it semi-fermented tea.
In the middle.
Yes, in the middle. It's between to the green tea and the black tea. In South China, it's very popular. But in the modern times, the most popular tea all over China is one type of compressed tea. Do you know?
Green.
Jasmine.
Compressed tea.
Oh, pu'er.
Pu'er is one type of compressed tea.
Pu'er tea.
The tea breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And we bought some pu'er tea, but we also read that the lower quality pu'er tea can be dangerous to your teeth.
Yeah, because that one is very dark.
Okay.
It's very strong color, very dark color, and the flavor is very strong. But that's one with the benefit can help the people to lose the weight.
Okay.
For the cholesterol and the high blood pressure.
So
that's why we call it compressed. Is the in China we call it the longevity tea.
Yeah, and longevity is the pu'er
that
tea.
Tea is it's very different from the loose tea. For the loose tea, you can after we dry it, you can keep the tea on the shelf life for about 2 years or 2.5 years. Yeah. But for the compressed tea, you can keep it like a wine. The tea is older.
Okay, so for us, how do we know if we're at a tea shop looking at pu'er tea, if it's a good quality or a bad quality?
More compressed tea, the grade is by years. For example, you can process the tea in 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. That's quite different. Also according to the tea leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, what type of leaves we pick.
If there's more stems or not, right?
Yeah. In China, in our institute, we have one type of tea. We call it 六宝 compressed tea. 六 in Chinese means 6. 宝 in Chinese means treasure. It means we pick 6 different type of leaves together to make a combination.
Okay.
To process tea, the flavor is quite different. And almost the compressed tea, the flavor is very strong and bitter. Some people didn't like that. Okay. But in our compressed tea, we bake it. During we ferment it, the fermentation have to work by the humid. So we press the lychee fruit, make the lychee juice inside, make the tea taste the sweet bitter, and then we bake it to burn the carbon. And then to bake the tea.
So the more solid, the more firm, the better quality of the pu'er tea?
Yeah, of course. If you found more white inside, it will be more expensive.
Okay.
So for example, for the white tea, we pick it like this. After we bake it, the color of the needles will to be white, but the leaves will to be dark. So if you find more white in the green tea, it will be high quality.
Better quality.
It will, okay.
If you mix more white tea or green tea in the compressed tea, to make a combination, you can find a lot of white color inside. Yeah, but the flavor will be very strong. And the white compressed tea can be lose the weight with the benefits like this, because in a compressed with the special minerals will be burn the fat in the body. Have you heard that the people in the have to drink the compressed tea every day?
Yeah. So the more meat you eat, the better you are if you have the compressed tea. Yeah.
Lose the weight.
It's hard to digest.
Yes.
And the best time to eat, or I'm sorry, the best time to drink the
after the meal, about 20 to 30 minutes later. Okay. And then if you drink it, it's really good for the digestion and lose the weight.
Okay, but there's no caffeine in the pu'er tea?
That's why it's a decaffeine tea. Normally, all the tea from the bushes with the caffeine about 2 or 5% inside. But the compressed tea, we have to steam the tea leaves. Before we compress tea, we have to steam the tea leaves, make a lot of caffeine come out already. So that's one just contains the caffeine about less than 0.4%.
Very cool.
Make it stronger. If you always use the same DNA, it will be get weaker.
Gotcha.
So the older the vine, or the plant for the tea? Is it going to be a better quality tea? No.
20 years, 15 to 20 years old is the best.
Okay.
Normally, the tea plant can be used for about 30 years. But after 30 years later, we will cut it.
You do? Okay, so it's not like
the life of the tea plant can be lived for about 50 to 60 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but for us picking, just
tea.
use it for...
Okay. Because like with wine, the better wine you have are the older vines.
Yeah.
So it's
also,
different. This is very different.
And the tea also similar like the grape wine with the, according to the climate, the price, the flavor. Yeah, sometimes also with the big year, small year, that's very different.
So we're in Guilin, so what's the typical type of tea here that's different from, you know, Beijing or Chengdu or other areas?
Beijing, no more tea in Beijing.
No?
Because the Beijing is too north in China.
Okay.
In the tea just in the South China.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, south to the Yangtze River.
Okay.
You know, in the north, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yes. In China, we have 18 province processed tea. And here, in fact, why we choose this place, this tea plantation as a tea institute, because here in 500 years ago, this tea plantation was employed by the Jingjiang emperor. It belonged to the royal family.
Okay. The Qing dynasty?
Jingjiang.
Ming
dynasty.
Ming dynasty.
Yes.
Okay.
500 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Second to last.
Yes, second to last.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dynasty, second to last.
And
Yeah.
this area, the soil is very fertile. It's
Okay.
very good for the tea growing. This one we make about 90% is the green tea leaves, and then 10% is the osmanthus flower. And here for the tea ceremony, normally we make the tea about 1/4 or 1/3 in the teapot, so the flavor will come out very quick. We don't need to steep it with a long time. Just about 12 or 15 seconds is enough.
And this is osmanthus.
Osmanthus.
That's the city flower of
It's the
Guilin.
green tea. And
Ready?
this is for men's picking. Because in ancient times, other people in China with the long clothes. So when we drink tea, we have to cover, for example, cut the teeth. You know. In the modern times also, you can, if you take the meal in the restaurants, you can find a lot of people do the toothpick. Always do it like that.
And the proper beautiful lady holds
Like
the tea?
this. For ladies, like this. Just like, because this shape looks like a flower, or looks like a phoenix. In China, the phoenix, this means the queen. So for ladies, we pick it like this. Yeah. And then before you drink tea, smell first. See the color up and down. And then 3 sips, finish it. Like this.
Very cool. Thank you for doing that twice so I could get it on camera.
Need to steep it. Just past the leaves is okay. The fragrance will come out very quick.
And how many times can you use this one?
3 times.
3 times.
Yes. The first time, wash it. And then the second time, after making, you can see the color again. The color will be golden.
And we will not find yellow tea outside of this area?
Only here, only in our institute. And this tea in our institute